Hey, y'all, and welcome to day 6 of the WSOP and to the 4th annual WSOP and all Vegas daily coverage space. I'm Sherry Pluskota, aka Peaches, and I'll be your host today. It's going to be a little noisy today because I have to sit in the lobby of the hotel because we could not get a later than noon Nashville time checkout. And so instead of moving mid show, I just thought I'd come out here and set up camp. So if it gets a little noisy, I am sorry. Please be reminded that we will always try to give the most updated and accurate information possible, but we are human and the information is always fluid in the poker world. So please make sure you double check any information we provide to ensure yourself the best experience possible. And please correct us when we're wrong. We want to be right. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Sherry Pluskota 9212. It is free of charge, and you can find the recordings of my past spaces and interviews on that YouTube channel. Hey, ASG, how are you?
All right, Harry.
I'm good, thank you. Appreciate you co-hosting. Hey, Joey, how are you?
Awesome, Sherry. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How's that face doing, bud?
Healing like so quickly, you have no idea.
That's a good thing. It looked brutal, so that is a very good
Mhm.
thing. Hey, did you have a chance to go by that restaurant we talked about the other day?
No, I was not in
No
that
worries.
neck of the town, but I will definitely, once I'm in that neck, I will definitely go by there.
Yeah, no worries. No worries. I'm just circling back because, I make notes for myself and every so often I try to circle back and tie up those ends. So no worries, no hurry at all. And of course, we're talking about my favorite Japanese restaurant that we're trying to make sure we can go eat at when we're there in Vegas. Unfortunately, back in February, a vehicle ran through the front wall of the business and it happened on the day before we were supposed to go when I was in Vegas in February. And that, like at noon on a Friday, we're supposed to go Friday night. I get this text message from the restaurant saying, sorry, your reservation's been canceled. And then they sent me pictures and this vehicle is literally through the front wall of their business. And so we're trying to figure out if they're back open or not so we can make reservations or, are they going to reopen? Are they moving? Whatever. We're trying to figure it out. So appreciate Joey said he would go by and check it out for us whenever he gets to it. There's no rush, that's for sure. Also want to make mention that we need to thank Sean McCormack and Craig Larson with MGM Properties. Craig's with Bellagio, part of that, conglomerate. And he is overseeing the Bellagio Poker Room. And we thank both of them for agreeing to host our 7th official Spaces meetup game at the Bellagio, 2 p.m. on June 26th. It is a no limit cash game, 1-3. I don't know. At my table, I might ask them to do 1-2. Anyway, we'll figure it out when we get there. Pizza will be provided, and it is very good pizza, if I say so myself. It's delicious. And of course, we will have lots of Splash the Pot items that have been donated, which are awesome. And I'm waiting to hear and I'm going to tip my hand right now for those that are listening carefully. Um, I reached out to somebody in another country, and I will say it's not Malta this time, although I appreciate Yvonne and her giving us that poker package last year to give away. But this is another country. I reached out to them, and they're trying to figure out what they can do for us for a meetup game, Splash the Pot. It'll probably be a drawing because if it's what I think they're working toward, there's only going to be one of them. And so we'll probably do some kind of drawing for it or something. I'm going to think about how we'll give it away, but it'll definitely be given away at the meetup game. And forgive me, gentlemen, but it may be for the ladies. But I will say to you, gentlemen, if you have a lady that plays poker, and your name is drawn, then I think we'll be able to let your lady have it. Now, it has to be your significant other, not just a friend of yours. So I will preface that. But if it's your wife or girlfriend, whatever, yes, I think we can work that out somehow. But I think the person that's going to make the donation is really trying to target the ladies in poker, and I appreciate that. And I'm all here for it. So, but we'll figure out something. I'm really excited about the thought that it may be a few $100 item. And so letting the cat out of the bag on that one, I should probably know maybe by next week so that we can kind of discuss it in full. But they're trying to get the approval and the sign off on it. So anyway, waiting to hear about that, just an FYI. Don't forget, we're doing the Quilt for Charity fundraiser is now ongoing. Please consider making a tax-deductible donation via the designated link. And for some reason, there's been a few people thinking that when I'm at the WPA booth on the 24th and 25th that I'll be collecting money. Absolutely not. I do not want to that responsibility nor my time to do all that. So you got to make the donation via the link. It is a designated link that is going to go to the Feed the Homeless Project. And if you don't do it via that link, you're not going to get raffle tickets. So you definitely want to do it via that link. And of course, it's a designated link to Poker Gives Charity, their Feed the Homeless program. A $10 donation will get you one ticket, and a $25 donation will get you 5 tickets. So don't miss your chance to win this one-of-a-kind autographed poker t-shirt quilt. And again, I'll be at the booth the 24th and 25th of June, and I expect all of you to come sign the quilt. So I know Joey has already signed it, and so has Reaper, and so has Isaac. And so I know Exec Deck will be signing it. Brandon, Barry, I'm sorry you're not going to be there. Otherwise, you could. Gus, I don't know if you're coming, but I hope you stop by and sign it as well. Everybody's welcome to sign it. And you might be wondering, well, how can I sign it? What square am I going to sign? Well, let me tell you some of the squares. I have a Peaches square. One of my t-shirts that has my name Peaches on the back of it is on that quilt. So if you're a listener of mine, you can sign my square. Or if you use GTO, you can sign that square. Or if you have won some type of WSOP event, you can sign that square. Or if you support Matt Stout's charity series of poker, you can sign that square. There's lots of possibilities. There's a Vegas Strong square. So, you can sign that square. So there's
Is
lots of
there a hot slot
possibilities.
score?
I'm sorry?
Is there a hot slot score?
There is not, but there is a Spaces square. Do you remember the t-shirt that Elle and WePro were selling when we first started doing Spaces? Do you remember that t-shirt?
Yeah, yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
Okay, so it had pictures of all of us. Well, not I can't say all of us because I'm sure there were some that the T-shirt's only so big. But what they did is they took they took a movie star or famous person's picture and put it on the T-shirt, and that picture was supposed to depict somebody in the space, like that's who they thought we like mimicked or were like resembled. And so each of us have a character, and then under the character is our name. So, if you're on that t-shirt, yeah, and I'll be, as it gets closer, I'm going to kind of do some um, advertisements so people will understand that there are lots of squares that people can sign. So I want everybody to sign it, whether you are mega famous or not. You're a poker player, come sign the quilt. I am for everybody in being involved. So that's how I feel about that. And you'll get a close-up picture of that t-shirt from the Spaces. And if I get a minute, I will try to post it so everybody can see it in here. But it should be a lot of fun. Of course, if you're part of the Green Visor gang, there's a Green Visor t-shirt on there. So you can sign the Green Visor gang t-shirt. So there's lots of possibilities out there on that quilt for people to sign for sure. The more, the merrier. Okay, Celebration of Life of Steve Disney will be June the 3rd from 6 to 8 p.m. at the American Legion in Chastain Park in Atlanta. It is open to everyone. If you need more information, just DM me and we will get you that information for sure. Today, we are supposed to be joined by Scotty Wynn. And please be reminded he's been traveling back from Vietnam. I honestly don't know if he ended up on that flight yesterday or not. I did send him a message this morning. I've not heard back yet. So fingers crossed. And if he can't make it, then we just pivot, right? And we just reschedule him and we move along to the next time. And bless him because he really feels bad when he can't, like, it did work out Friday. He felt so bad, but it is what it is. And it's not something new here to spaces either. So we will pivot and move on. I definitely want to give a shout out to Papa Poker who joined us yesterday, as well as Andres Fro. Let me see it. Forelli. I think I've said it correctly now. Andreas Forelli, who joined us and gave us an update on his poker and being selected onto Sean Deeb's 25K fantasy poker league team. So he's quite excited about that. Be reminded the Mixed Game Festival starts today at the Bellagio, running through June the 11th. And Robbie Stravinsky has teamed up with the folks over at the Bellagio for that Mixed Game Festival. Um, I was hoping, you know what? I think, Joey, I'm going to turn it over to you for your lesson today. And the reason I'm going to give you a few minutes, give it to you a few minutes early, is I am on the road. And if I can get on the road a little earlier than I thought today, I'm all here for it. We're going to go and enjoy some lunch in Nashville after I'm done with this space, and then get on the road to Indy. So, Joey, if you're ready, I'm going to just turn it over to you for your what I know is going to be a fabulous poker lesson for us.
Thank you, Sherry.
You bet.
So today's lesson is stop calling so much. But before we get into that lesson, I'm going to give everybody a very, very quick bonus lesson just for those that joined early and listening to this. So here's a little trick that I started doing when they came out with the WSOP app. So when you're at the WSOP app, you know how you can see the people at your table, Sherry, on the app?
Yes.
Well, here's a little trick. Take a screenshot of your table, put it into AI, and this is what you're going to type, the prompts. Please do a deep dive research on Head and Mob, social media, and all poker sources to give me a scouting report on my players. And AI will do all of that for you, and you'll be able to, instead of going one by one and looking, AI will do all of the research for you, and you'll know
That
who
is a
has.
great tip.
Ooh, but don't
That's
tell
a
anybody.
tip,
That's just for us,
right?
okay?
Great tip, you guys. I hope you guys caught that tip because that is a great tip. And please, if you're in this space right now, could you retweet it out, please, so we can get some more folks to join us? I hate for them to miss this poker lesson. Go ahead, Joey.
Okay. So if we think of chips like our energy, in life, we realize, and we all know this, that we can't spread ourselves too thin and give away too much energy. So why do we do it at the poker table with our chips, right? Um, and I'm reading this from the 30-Day Poker Guide, the 30-Day Poker Coach. Calling is one of the most seductive bad habits in poker because it feels so harmless. It feels flexible. It feels like staying in the game without taking a stand. It feels safe. And that is exactly why so many players overdo it. The problem with too much calling is that it often creates fog. You enter the next street without clarity, without initiative, and without much of a plan. Meanwhile, your opponent gets to keep asking the questions. A lot of mediocre poker is just players clawing their way into tougher and tougher decisions until the pot gets too big and the truth hurts. So last night I had the pleasure of sitting next to Matt Savage in a charity series of poker, and he was a bounty. And, you know, there's a lot of newer players, and I watched Matt spin this table by just knowing that he had these calling stations, and he made it he built the pot, made it expensive, and then come the turn or the river, he blasted it, and nobody had a game plan, and he kept scooping these pots uncontested. Very interesting. Now let me be fair. Calling is not bad by itself. Some calls are excellent. Sometimes you want to keep bluffs in. Sometimes you want pot control. Sometimes raising would isolate yourself against better hands. Sometimes you have the right price and the right plan. Good calls, 100%, absolutely exist. And a side note, sometimes we act like a calling station just to blend in with a plan that when we wake up a monster, those that are in control with the betting never see us coming. But this is higher level. Like I was talking about professional calling stations, this exists. But for the most part, we want to keep it stupid simple. Okay. Most weak calls are emotional in nature. A player does not quite want to fold, but doesn't also have the nerve to raise. So what do? They just call. They're not continuing because the plan is clear. They're continuing because they were uncomfortable with both other options, folding or raising, right? That middle ground can become very, very expensive. So before you call, force yourself to ask one honest question. What is the plan here? Are you calling one street and folding to more heat? Are you trapping like I just described? Are you calling because your opponent is over bluffing? Are you calling because your hand can improve profitably? Or are you just trying not to look weak? Ego gets in the way, my friends. It does. There are many spots where raising is stronger than calling. If your hand is likely best but vulnerable, raising may deny equity. If your opponent is weak and folds too much, raising may win the pot immediately. But on the other hand, if your hand is too weak to raise and too awkward to navigate, folding may simply be the best. There's no shame in folding and saving your energy, saving your chips for a better spot, right? A lot of players become professional callers, but they don't know why. It's pretty weird. Because they do not want to commit to the hard decisions. So there's two types of professional callers. There are the ones that's their game. They just always call. And then there are ones that are doing it with purpose. And it's a higher level doing it with purpose, and it's not easy because you can get yourself into trouble. Soft decisions can often create brutal ones later. If you cannot explain the value of the call clearly, that should concern you. So you have to know why you're calling, right? Calling should be one of the sharpest tools in your game, not a padded room where your indecision goes to hide. The So when we watch video footage of a lot of the pros, how often do we see them with the nuts and they just call, right? They're setting up the trap. There's a big difference between trapping while you're calling or seeing pot control and seeing the next card to see if you get there and then just calling all the time, right? I can tell you that the biggest leak that I see is when the blinds are early, a lot of players just want to be in every hand. And their VPIP gets up there like 45, 50, 55% because they just keep calling and calling, hoping to get lucky. That's fine if you're playing cash and you can keep rebuilding your stack. But when you're at a tournament with limited resources, limited chips, it gets to be pretty expensive, doesn't it? So if you wanted some daily takeaways, calling should be deliberate, not automatic. You should say to yourself every day, I call with a plan, not from fear or not not for just like a mindless reason, just other than being in the hand. You don't want to be a zombie here, all right? And my last note that I want to say is that most weak calls are just fear dressed up as flexibility. And that's what we have today. Now, tomorrow, we are going to talk about how patience is profitable. And
I'm
that's what I
sorry.
have today, Sherry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've got like these luggage racks going by right now. I was trying to wait to turn my
Mm,
microphone.
and that's okay.
Sorry. Joey, thank you again for another great lesson. Of course, if anybody ever has a question about or a comment about what Joey's teaching us at any time in these spaces over the next few weeks, please come up and ask and make your comments. Joey would love that. So I wonder how often we even catch ourselves, Joey, realizing that we're calling too often. Is it normally too late before we realize it?
Yeah. So this is what, what happens. So human nature is we feel like there's safety in numbers. So other people are calling, so it just kind of feels safe calling too, right?
Right,
Um, Now, I've had many, many top pros pull me aside and tell me, never in a million years should I ever be entering a pot unless I raise first. Because now I'm asking the question, do you really have it? In other words, three bet or four bet. Now I can find out right away pre flop where we're at. So if the person has aces, kings, ace, king, they're going to shove. And now we know, right? Um, that's one way of approaching it. And it actually saves you more chips than, if you know the 3.5 big C bet is coming on the flop, why not just make a 3.5 big C bet? I'm sorry, three bet on be pre-flop. It's the same chips, right? But now
right.
you know exactly where you are, and if they're weak, the pre-flop raiser, you just stole the energy away from them. Now they're on the defensive, and what happens when the board comes? They check, you see bet, and a lot of times you take it down. So, but I see it all the time, you know. And I'll be honest with you, I've been trained on, and a lot of us have been trained on where to sneak in the calls. There are spots, especially out of position, yada yada yada, or sometimes in position. But this is higher level stuff, and we just don't want to overcomplicate it. The easiest thing that suggest everybody do is get yourself a Club GG account. Go on, play for free, and watch your VPIP. If your VPIP is above 30%, you're calling too much. You are definitely calling too much.
I could not agree with you more. And I've had several conversations, actually kind of mentoring and teaching a person. Um, and, I asked them to look at their VPIP. Tell me what your VPIP is. And they were like at 70, and they're a relatively new player. I'm like, okay, that's a problem. Like, you've got to bring that VPIP back. And guess what? It's going to take a little while for you to get used to saying no. Just say no. Just say no pre-flop. Just say no
Right.
pre-flop and don't call, right? And it's going to take a while for you to train yourself, but that's one of the most important things you can do for your game is to train yourself to say no, 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 no.
Right. So I won't give away who gave this to me, and they're not going to be probably listening today because they're in a big tournament right now, and a very big tournament. But I was once told that we live in a game of 25%. We call 25% of the time, and we cash 25% of the time. Interesting, right?
Right, right. That's a good way to look at it. It's good
Hmm.
advice as well. So
Hmm.
appreciate you in that lesson today, Joe.
Yes.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. I love the food for thought you give us. And again, folks, we're focusing on that 15 minutes of poker lessons, poker studying in a day. Because no matter what, if you can do that for yourself, 15 minutes a day, you're going to improve your game. There's no doubt about it. You're going to improve your game with a 15-minute lesson, study session, whatever, watch a video, whatever. In this case, Joey's gracious enough to join us with a poker lesson every day. And I'm so thankful for you, Joey. Thank you.
You're very welcome, Sherry.
Appreciate you, buddy. Okay, let's talk about some hot topics. ASG talked about hot slots. And if you've been in spaces before, that's just an old joke from way back when. There used to be a guy that was an advantage slots player, and I would always yell out hot slots when he would come to the space or when we were goofing around. So brings back good memories and not so good memories because he ended up stealing money from the community and he's a scumbag. But anyway, we're going to move right along. Um, there seems to be a couple things going on around in the poker world. And one of them, Alex Duvall tweeted out about, let me read it. WSOP is so angry about what the WPT did last year, they actually blocked the site entirely on Caesar's Wi Fi. Okay, so I want to start this conversation out with first of all, before Matt Savage storms my stage, um, WPT and WPT Gold are two separate things. WPT is not involved with WPT Gold. They're two separate things. So I did ask, sent a message to Kevin Mathers because I wanted to be clear if we were talking about both WPT and WPT Gold or one or the other, whatever. And so he did get back with me, and WPT is not blocked. Let me repeat that. You can play WPT if you're at the Horseshoe in Paris. WPT Gold, however, is blocked. You are not allowed to play on those sites on that site, excuse me, if you're at the Horseshoe or Paris. And I also asked if if they're blocked, if WPT Gold is blocked on all Caesar properties, and he did not know the answer to that question. So just a little FYI, um, the Horseshoe definitely checkmated WPT Gold with that censorship move. Go ahead,
Well, I
ASG.
was just gonna say you can't play on WPT. I guess it would just be like navigating around their site to like look at what tournaments are available or whatever.
Okay, I have no clue. I've not played on either site, so
No,
I
I'm saying
will.
there's no yeah.
Yeah.
So there's WPT Global, which is outside of America. There's Club WPT, which like is kind of like Club GG, which is like a subscription service. Um, and then there's Club WPT Gold, which is like the American site, which is the one that they blocked. And then there's WPT, which is just like the live, like see what the schedules are for their
Okay.
next tournament series kind of thing.
Okay, so let me, and forgive me,
Yeah.
but because I don't plan on, I really just don't know. So forgive my questions. But so is there the WPT Global is one you can play in the United States?
No, you can't. That's the one that is outside the United States that you can't
Okay.
play anywhere in the US.
Okay, so what's the one WPT that you can play in the United States? I want to make sure I
You
have the
can
right
play
name.
gold in the United States, and you can
Right?
play Club WPT, but
Club.
yeah, but Club is like the subscription service. That's
Okay,
yeah.
right. And so I want to be clear, the Club WPT is allowed at Horseshoe and Paris. So you can play on that site if you're at the Horseshoe in Paris. Again, we don't know about the other Caesar properties. All I can tell you is um, WPT Gold is definitely blocked. So I just want people to be aware because I guess some people were like trying to play and then they couldn't get on. And so people were trying to, continue to try to get on the server or whatever. And I guess there was some aggravation. But anyway, just wanted to say that that's what's going on. Go ahead, Joey.
So this ties right into, you remember the patches and how
Right.
there is, so it's not all WPT patches that are banned. It's just the one that last year that if you wore it at the final table and you won the tournament, you won $1 million. The Club WPT Gold is the only WPT patch that's
Yeah, and
banned.
it's not okay. It's not Club WPT
Oh,
Gold. It's just WPT Gold.
right. So you
Okay.
could wear a
Yeah.
WPT patch, and that's fine. Okay, I believe. I
Let
mean,
me
unless they
look.
didn't
Was that
submit it
on
for
my?
approval yet, is it on a list?
I
I
don't
wonder.
think anybody's asked, so nobody has gotten a response on the other WPT patches.
Well,
They should
guess
send.
who's
Yeah.
guess who's going to ask? Yours truly. I will
Yes.
put a tweet and ask. You guys know I don't mind asking the questions. It's okay. And guess what? All of the operators want, me and others to give out the correct information, so they don't mind the questions, right? So we will definitely ask if the WPT, because it is not on my list. Patch is allowable. Of course, the WPT Gold is one of the four that is not allowed to be worn at the WSOP. So definitely want to be clear on that. And I definitely want to be clear that WPT, or Club WPT has nothing to do with WPT Gold. Two separate things. So I don't want anybody to think that Club WPT is associated with WPT Gold, and they're the same thing. They're just not. And is it confusing? Hell yes, it is. But here we are.
And also,
So
reception is normally fine. So if you just want to not be on their Wi-Fi and go on their site, that.
on 5G, you mean you could do it on 5G?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, there's the cheat code. Go on 5G. Oh, there's always a way around, you guys. There's always a way around. And yeah, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at them for blocking, WPT Gold. That company made their lives miserable last year. And so you can't blame them for blocking them. Do I like the fact that it's type of censorship? Of course not. But at the same token, I respect the fact that they did it. They felt that, like the need to do it or whatever to protect themselves and the product they're giving. So, it is what it is, folks. What's that? Fuck around and find out. Well, here's the consequences. So anyway, we're going to move on. Anybody else have anything else to say about that? Come on up. ASG, Joey, anything else on that topic?
No, but we love the clarity that you'll find out for us, because a lot of people have a WPT jacket or something, right? And that just doesn't seem that it's going to be banned. But then again, who knows? We found out that a lot of big people that didn't submit their patches, so maybe WPT themselves didn't submit, right? Who knows?
Right. And they may have, and I just don't know it yet. Like I haven't seen it anywhere yet. So that is a strong possibility. Okay, the next thing I want to bring up is Jeremy Osmus tweeted that he applied for a what do you call it, credentials to do vlogging
Media
at the
pass.
WSOP. Yeah, and he was denied, which is kind of surprising. I'm not sure. Like, is there some association with some company or something that would cause it that I'm just not familiar with?
No,
Like,
I think
why
they're
wouldn't
just
they?
really strict on their media passes. I've heard like Rampage and others not getting, or maybe not Rampage, but I've definitely heard people having issues getting vlogging media passes.
It's kind of surprising because it seems like there's vloggers are a dime a dozen. I mean, and I'm not saying that disrespectfully at all. We love our vloggers, but it just seems like there's so many. So why just not let them all? I mean, they're all vlogging 12
100%
months a
agree,
year.
but yeah, I definitely have heard like people like, oh, DNegs gets one no problem, and me, guy with much less followers, can't get one. Or I can't think of the specific example, but I've definitely heard that in previous years.
Right. Right. And I bet you, I see Sean McCormack. Hope you're well, friend. I bet you every vlogger is approved by Sean McCormack's office. I have not heard any of those complaints. So, and I know that the MGM properties are definitely approving vloggers, and we appreciate that for sure. Definitely appreciate that. Okay, Brandon, I'm going to give you a chance, Brandon. Going to give you a chance, Brandon. We're not having shenanigans today. I told you, Satan is not with us today, Brandon. Welcome.
Not to go back. I know you guys kind of moved on, but so WPT Gold is blocked in Paris and Horseshoe, but ASG said you could play on just 5G, not on their Wi-Fi. Is that?
Right,
Well, the
right.
yeah, the Wi-Fi is blocked, but you can't, like, they're not putting a blocker to stop you from being on the internet, and then you can't stop any of the internet. Like,
And even if you're just staying in the hotel, not even playing in the WSOP, it doesn't matter. To just their Wi-Fi. I see. I thought it was like a what is that called? Like a geolocation thing.
yeah, not that I'm aware of. Although, from my experience, the internet outside of Wi-Fi in the hotel rooms can be an issue.
Got it. Thank you, Brandon, for that question. Hey, Sean McCormack, how are you?
Good morning. Good morning. How we doing, everyone?
Doing good, thank you. So give us the lowdown on vlogging at the MGM properties. How do we get qualified, approved, or whatever?
All right. So this is how you do it, and it's a very, very, very lengthy process. So bear with me for a second. So if you're a vlogger today and you want to go into one of the properties, and let's keep it to Vegas right now, it can get a little sticky in the regions a
Sure.
little bit, but let's keep it to Vegas. If you want to vlog at Bellagio, Aria, Mandalay, MGM today, this is what you need to do. Step one: take your camera phone with you. Step two: tell the shift manager on duty on any day that you're recording, hey, I'm going to record today. Step three, they say, good luck, have fun. The end.
Yes.
Everybody is a vlogger off the street. Don't care what my competition's doing. God bless them. They're allowed to do what they do. If they want to geofence, that's the words Brandon was looking for. If they
Thank you.
want to, you're welcome. If they want to geofence their properties and stuff like that, they're very much able to do that. And I'm supportive of private businesses being able to do that. I don't like the war in poker between two brands right now, but it is what it is. Maybe it's a good thing for poker. I don't know. Maybe long term it's a good thing, but yeah, we'll let them duke it out. We'll sit here on the sidelines and just do what we do. So yeah, if you want to vlog at any of our properties, just let us know. And any patches you want to wear, just wear the patches. The only real rule that I ask with vlogging, and I've had to have a couple conversations. This is for obvious reasons that we want to be supportive of the game growing and everybody, like poker players work for yourselves. If you want to align with this sweepstakes company, this crypto company, this legal bet company, I don't care. That's for you to deal with. Like you guys should be selling yourselves. You're your own brand, and no other brand should be telling you what to do with that. But what I will say is that if you're on, and people might know who I'm talking about, if you're on the felt, literally, and it says BetMGM on the felt, please don't have your coin poker site open and making ads at the table.
Amen.
Do that in post production when you take the video home. If you want to put a slate, and I'll even point him out, like Ryan DePaulo does a good job with this stuff. It's all in post production. He doesn't like layer it really over the actual videos that he's doing. So that's my only guidance. I, as a poker guy, I don't really care too much, but eventually you're going to get the eyeballs of someone that it kind of looks hinky. So let's just keep this vlogging thing cool and safe and everybody happy. Beyond that, like I said, it's pretty loose with us. We're fully supportive of vlogging, and I don't know if you guys have seen anything else that we've done. We just opened up a live streaming lounge for content creators at Park MGM called Live from Park. It's blackjack, baccarat, roulette, and all that other stuff. We're working with slot content creators. We're working with Poker Go, creating new style of content that's centered around you guys, the gamblers, the poker players, the sports bettors and stuff like that. So a lot of cool things coming down the pipeline. So definitely we are supportive of MGM Resorts, of blogging and streaming and all that other stuff. One rule though, Sherry, and I'll leave it with this: you cannot record live. I think we all know that, but that is like a regulation. So don't mess with that one. Don't record live at the poker table. Who would want to do that anyways? You're giving up your own information. You're just goofy if you do that. But I'll leave it at that. And good luck to everybody this summer.
Well, thank you for coming up and letting us know what the great MGM properties are doing on our behalf. And I love the fact that you've just streamlined the whole vlogging issue, that folks just let the floor know before you sit down so they're aware. And guess what? Turn that, do your thing, so to speak. Do your thing. Appreciate you, Sean, for sure. And we were talking about it earlier. We're looking forward to the meetup game at the Bellagio on the 26th of June at 2 p.m. And we appreciate you and Craig for always supporting that effort.
And yeah,
Got to get my pizza party in.
Hell yeah. It's such good pizza. I was saying that earlier too. It's such good pizza, you guys. Go ahead, ASG. What you got?
No, I just wanted to throw in because it was kind of mentioned. Some states have certain rules about videotaping the casino at all, and anyway, things vary greatly state to state. That's why Sean kind of said this. He kept it to Vegas because yeah, Vegas is much more lenient than other states in those kind of things sometimes.
So I will be honest, ASG. We actually went to our legal team in the regions in every state. And this policy is actually approved at all of our so wherever you can play poker with MGM Resorts, you can actually vlog day one. I just like to keep it to Vegas because it's very clean here. In those states, it's the same. You just go to the shift manager, say, "Hey, I'm thinking about vlogging." In Detroit, you shouldn't have any resistance. In Maryland, you shouldn't have any resistance. In Massachusetts, you won't. And then like I always like to joke about, New Jersey is the opposite of what they say in Hamilton. Everything is not legal in New Jersey. So yeah, just check with them before doing anything related to vlogging, recording, or anything like that, because New Jersey is just the nut low when it comes to regulation.
Well, I'm not even sure if MGM has a property, but Pennsylvania is also very strict.
Yeah, we don't have a property there, and I'm kind of glad. New Jersey's enough.
Okay, Sean, you brought it up a minute ago. I want you to give us some more details about Live at the Park. How do we, how do we support that? How do we get involved? Tell us more about that.
Yeah, so that's a project that I've kind of loosely been working with the interactive team on. To there's a lot of crossover between poker players and obviously people that are streaming in other gaming verticals like table games. So this space was created just to literally just invite streamers in, and the site itself, the one that we're building, isn't really there yet, but the infrastructure is. And we've been working with some really talented individuals. There's been some content from some really, really big names. I think Vegas Matt went in there and did some content. And some others. I know Dana White went in there. I know we did a promo in there with Brad Garrett, and yeah, I'll try to see if I can find a link to some things. Maybe I can drop it in the chat or send it to you, Sherry. But there's some content online. I know Exposed. I don't know if anybody knows who that is. His name's Cody Burnett. He's like he's one of those online streamers on a crypto site. So even like guys like that, like I said, we're supportive of this stuff. So we're even working with people that work in other markets that we don't, because we know this new age of interactive gaming and working with streamers is the future, and it's going to get really cool when we start. I don't know. I think this is the dream, to start like backing bets behind. Like imagine playing at home interactively with your favorite streamer, and while they're placing bets, and you can place bets behind them or bet on the other side. I don't know. Who knows what the future will bring, but it's all really cool stuff.
I love it. I love that people are trying different things to, see, you throw a spitball at the wall to see if it's going to work, right? And I think this is a great, great spitball, so to speak. And when I was in Malta, when you go into the casino, which is very small in Malta for those that have never been, but they have this room, and I really wish I took a picture of it. And I didn't, because I didn't know if they would frown upon that, quite honestly. And I just ran out of time to find somebody to ask permission. But they have this room that's enclosed in glass, and they have probably 20 tables, blackjack, and I don't even know what the other tables were, but they were pit games for sure. And the dealers are all dressed the same. And I promise you, they all look the same, quite honestly. So they definitely have an image they're trying to portray. And those dealers were doing virtual dealing. Like people were logged into that table and placing bets, and the dealer was dealing out the hands virtually. And it was so interesting to watch. I was behind the glass, but it was still interesting to watch. And I see that as, people like to do stuff virtually. And I really think that you guys are on the cutting edge of that over at the live at the park, or from the park, live at the from the park. So kudos to you guys.
Yeah, what you're talking about, is we have a live play studio at MGM Grand. I'd love to give you a tour. But
I'm
like
in.
anybody can see it. It's on the casino floor. You walk up to it, and we have dealers dealing blackjack. We have somebody doing Family Feud. We have somebody doing roulette. It's a completely interactive studio right in the middle of the MGM Grand. Um, and what's really cool is the action that they're dealing is completely 100% online. Yeah, actually, no one's
That's
booking those bets
amazing.
in America. What we do is we partner with a company that has licensing in other countries,
Purchase,
and
right?
yeah, and we literally just we book we deal the action and stuff like that, and like it's almost like they charge them like a fee or almost like a rate in like poker, where they're just taking a portion of the bets, but there's another casino license that's backing it. But yeah, but that's a completely different experience. Like, so we have three different, what I would say, very cool forays into this interactive market. We have the one at MGM Grand, which is our live dealer studio. You cannot bet on it at all. Like I said, it's in another
Right,
country, it's
right.
online, but you can see it. It's really, really cool.
It is,
Um,
yeah,
and you can take all the pictures you want. People walk up, the dealers will smile at you, but they're on camera entertaining someone online.
right,
Then then we have a different vertical. It's called dual play, and basically dual play is you walk up to a roulette table, let's say, and there's special cameras above the table that are booking action in real time, live and online. So like in markets like New Jersey, and we even have it here in Vegas, we're booking bets on like BetMGM or with another company. And while you're playing, so Sherry can come up and place her bets on her numbers, and a live dealer will spin that ball. And at the same time, someone is playing online. Has nothing to do with your bets, but they're just playing simultaneously.
right,
Um, and I'll show you that. And then the last one was the studio that I was telling you about, the live from Park MGM, and that's just us partnering with content creators. And basically, what we do is, you watch these guys; they create content. Most of them have iPhones that they just have in their own, that they're holding, or they have a cameraman standing behind them. What we do is we go a step further and we give them a cell phone to be able to like create that content organically, like everybody's been used to, like a Bretsky type or a Bluff type. These guys,
right,
but we also have professional style, like real, like almost think like Poker Go style cameras around the room, and we have audio mics and all that. So we're creating high level content as well, and then we marry the content together, and then we don't own the content. We hand it back to the content creator and say, here you go, here's your blessing, and then we raise the brand of that person and our brand simultaneously. And obviously we are a casino, so we make money too,
of course. But
but
God,
it's
I mean, honestly, I hope that people, my listeners, are going wow, because I sure as am going wow, because that's our future. That's a look into the future of our table games, poker, whatever. I love it, and I will take you up on that tour of the MGM Interactive Studio as well at some point. I love that. Anybody have any? Brian, I see your hand up. Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, I'm gonna do Sean's job for him. The best thing about Park MGM is it's smoke free.
We do love the fact that Park MGM is smoke free. And I'm going to tell you, if you've not been in that property, listeners, you need to make your way over there. It is beautiful. It is well run. I have spent the night there. I have been in that hotel for a few nights. It's beautiful. The rooms are great. The beds are comfortable. And I say that because it's true. So if you have not been over to that park property, get on over there. You will not be disappointed. Definitely. Joey, did you have anything you wanted to bring up, buddy, or ask Sean or comment about?
No, I just wanted to thank you, Sean, for that flexibility. And it just makes sense because the more you can attract, the more exposure you get. And no red tape. We love that.
Thanks, Joey. Appreciate the kind words.
I have a cart going by. I'm trying to turn off my mic every time somebody comes for the luggage cart. It's so hilarious. I love when stuff fly from a lobby or something. It just reminds me that, you know what? You got to take in the moments and appreciate each and every one of them. So, Sean, is there anything else you want to bring up and let us know about that's going on? I know the Mixed Game Festival starts at the Bellagio today. That's exciting.
Super excited about that. But before we exit the conversation on Park MGM, I am going to be a salesman real quick. Park MGM has two of my favorite restaurants we have in the company. Bavette's might be the best steakhouse in Las Vegas right now, honestly.
Oh,
Bavette's is one of the coolest restaurants. It just feels like you're in like a 1930s speakeasy, like sipping on whiskey. It's just such a cool vibe. And then the other one is, and my wife loves this every time I take her there, is the library. You don't even have to be a book reader, but you go in this place and like I'm not a guy that lives in libraries. I'm not a book guy really. I'm an audiobook guy if I can. But this place is just the core, it's just such a wow moment. It's so awesome. And the food is great too, both places. But yeah, Park is really dope.
I will look
Uh,
forward to checking out both of those. Go ahead.
Oh, I don't have anything else. I'm just yeah, lots of things going on. Like you said, the Miss Game Festival. Ari has been crushing already. I think Caitlin just won one of our trophies.
She
That was
did
pretty
yesterday.
cool. Pretty cool.
Hell yeah. Wasn't it the
Uh,
stud tournament? I have it to talk about.
It was the
I think
Deuce
it's
Uh,
Seven.
Deuce.
Deuce to seven.
Deuce to seven. That's right. I love it. I love the picture sheet they took of her too. It was a great picture for sure. So, and she used to hang out with us here in Spaces. So we always are going to root for a spacer. Go ahead, Barry Levy.
Thanks, Sherry. Sean, are you going to be on the run this summer, or where are you going to be spending most of your time?
Well, I am currently, and I'm going to leave you guys with this since you asked me where I am. I am currently in the middle of the Bellagio pool enjoying breakfast with my wife.
Oh,
So I am going to go enjoy that. But yeah, if you ever get a chance to eat at Como at Bellagio, it is beautiful out here. It is gorgeous and the food is great. But
awesome.
no,
Tell
Barry, I
that.
won't be on the run. I will definitely see you soon. And Sherry, I definitely will tell her. Sherry
Yeah,
says
you
hello.
knew what I was going to say. You knew it. You knew
Of
what I was
course.
going to say.
Of course.
All right. Thank you, Sean. And we will see you soon, buddy.
Absolutely. Have a great one,
Appreciate
guys, and
you.
good luck at the table. See you.
Bye, bud.
See you, Sean.
Enjoy that time with your wife for sure, buddy. Appreciate the time and the updates. And it's nice to hear that sometimes things aren't so complicated by our operators, and them mainstreaming how to be a vlogger on their properties, goes a long way. Because last year you had to just email, send in an email requesting, and it was approved like it was approved really fast. So it wasn't a big deal. But it's even nice that you don't even have to do that anymore. You just let the floor know that you are going to vlog or whatever, shoot content, blah, blah, blah. And no problem. So go ahead, ASG.
I just need to go all the way back before we got into an MGM conversation. Will be interesting to see. I know during, I want to say, a Triton tournament, a certain player gave a whole speech about using their code on a certain website. So we'll see if any of that happens on any final tables.
Listen, I'm just going to tell you, I'd be surprised if it didn't. And if it were me, and I would plug my own daily show. I mean, I'm not, I don't have anything, I'm not sponsored by anyone as far as like Coin Poker Patch or whatever. But I'm telling you, if I was on a live feed table, and we've heard, other people do it, the Phil Hellmuth, D Negs, they plug stuff, even Doug Polk, in the conversation. Don't forget to drink blah, blah, blah. Don't forget to play on blah, blah, blah site. We'd be crazy not to think that's going to happen often. Go ahead, Barry.
Yeah, you know that saying, just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not out to get you. Do you notice how as soon as I came up, Sean McCormack ran out of here?
He's on the
I'm,
run.
I'm just pointing it out. I just want you to be aware of it. We'll get into it another time.
Those who have been around a while understand it and appreciate that comment for sure. I love it. Now, there was a question that was posed to me earlier before I went on air, and it was, can you play a WSOP bracelet event online while you're sitting playing at a WSOP event live and in person? And the answer to that question is yes. So I definitely wanted to get that out there. Also, 007, Alan Keating. Did you see that, you guys? Alan Keating strikes again. I did,
Would love to have that kind of money to just dust off 25K.
right. Tell us what he did, Brandon. I'm going to let you tell it.
So he, as far as I know, he registered in the 25K heads up event and just didn't fucking show up.
This is true. And he just said that he forgot to cancel his sign up. Like, what do you call it?
Unregister or whatever.
Unregistered. Thank you. I couldn't think of the words. Unregister. And so, lucky for his opponent, he got to go on to the next round because Alan Keating did not show up. But I guess there was a little mix up with Poker News in one of their follow up articles or something, talked about Alan Keating took out Doug Polk in the round before and how, crazy it is, or how does Doug Polk feel about, being taken out by someone that didn't show up the next round? Well, in fact, it wasn't Alan Keating that took out Doug Polk. It was Alex Keating. So whoopsie, Poker News, misstep there. But you know what? We all make mistakes, and I'm sure we'll be laughing about it for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, sure. Don't we all just forget about 25K? No big deal.
Well,
No, no big deal at all.
he literally won $1 million on at the lodge like the day before.
Right,
So he
right,
decided he'd rather go with all his buddies to go see No Doubt at the Sphere instead of
right.
playing in the store.
He hey, I think another flex, not only that he just blew off the 25 grand, but another flex is he went with 32 friends to the Sphere. Like, have you ever gone somewhere with 32 friends? Maybe 10 or 12, but 32, that's a big group.
I don't think I have 3 friends. 32.
Oh, correction, 2 friends. But no, I'm just kidding, of course.
I couldn't imagine
Oh,
getting corralling 32 people together to go anywhere.
it's a lot. I mean, that's a big undertaking, and
That shit is.
hopefully, go ahead, ASG. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say that shit is bananas. Yeah.
Got him.
Okay, you guys, I have not heard from Scotty Wynn. So if I had to guess, he's not going to come on today, but we're just going to continue on with what we're doing. And if he shows up, he shows up. And if not, we'll reschedule him. It is what it is. He's traveling, and he's Scotty Wynn, and this is not surprising because he's a busy guy and travels a lot, and things happen. So just wanted to let you know I've not heard from him yet. He has not replied to my text messages. Hey, Trampy, how are you?
Hey, I just want to say I'm in a group chat with Brandon and 2 friends. That's like really optimistic.
That's what I'm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Slam the under. That's like
That's what I'm
5.
saying. 32. Like what?
Oh, you guys never stop, and I love it. I love y'all for it. All right, let's talk about what's going on at the WSOP, shall we? Um, Event number 1, which is the $550 mini mystery, uh, restarts today at 1 p.m. And the chip leader is VXXTRDR, who has 23.3 million. The next closest person to chip stack sizes in second place is Benjamin, and I believe it's Ilgen Fritz. Ilgen Fritz has 5.9 million in chips. That is a huge difference in chip stack sizes. And a little shout out to Matt Stout in 15th place with 1.9 million in his chip stack. I'm not going into the heads up tournament because it's really hard to keep track of who's doing what in that tournament. So we're just going to wait until it winds down, and then I'll go back and sum it up because they have, 450 flights a day in that tournament. And honestly, it's really hard to keep up on the new app.
I'll keep
And
it
then
easy. So I believe both day ones finished. So now they're gonna randomize for the brackets for day 2 that we're going into, which I think is you got a whole bunch of ones to go, and because it's a heads up tournament, everybody's tied.
Right. And so we'll just wait until it winds down a little bit and give, a synopsis of kind of what took place when it winds down. So I'm not ignoring it. It's just hard to keep up with when you're trying to write something down to repeat to an audience. So there we are with that. Event number 8, the $1,500 Madoogie. Final day is today at 1 p.m. 141,000 waits for the first place winner. There were 753, no, slow down, Sherry. 735,000 in the prize pool. There were 554 entries. There are 10 left. And when I looked up for the chip counts, and there were none. But I will tell you that Sean Deeb was still in it to win it, and a few other notables for sure. Go ahead, Joey.
Seaver's in second.
Or maybe, okay, thank you.
So
Maybe they
also,
posted it.
Cuz found a decent bag in the mini mystery millions as well. So he's also in the mix.
Yay, cuz who will be joining us on Monday, so he can tell us all about it.
Yeah,
Looking forward to hearing about that for sure. Thank you for letting us know.
you got
All
it.
right. Event number 6 is the $1,500 7-card stud event. Kwabong, I think it's Chong, took home 103,000, and Brian Yoon, go Team Spacers for Fantasy League, took home 67,000 for his second place finish. So that's going to get us some big points, Karen, ASG, and everyone else that's on our fantasy team. Event number 9 is the 10K Omaha High Low 8 or better 7-handed tournament. Registration is still open. So we really, can't talk about chip leaders and blah, blah, blah because it's still open. James Chen, although, is in the lead with his chip stack, 359K. And those still in it to win it would include Robert Mizuraki, third place, 330K. I hope we don't regret that decision, ASG. In 15th place, hopefully with some spaces, run good is TJ Reed with 185,000. Todd Brunson still in it to win it with 182,000. And our girl Jen Harmon is in it to win it with 112,000 on her chip stack. So good luck to all those folks. All right, let's talk about other events that are day ones today. Event number 10, day one, is the $600 deep stack. And honestly, I wish I was in town because I definitely would be playing that event. Event number 11 is also day 1A, and that's a GG high roller no limit tournament, 10K buy-in. Event number 12 is a day one today, $1,500 deuce to seven low ball, 7-handed tournament. Those all start day ones today. I also want to acknowledge, where did I write that down at? Event number 3, which was the $5,000 pot limit Omaha event. If you remember yesterday, Jess Lunas was a chip leader, a huge chip leader with like 17 million in his chip stacks. He came in second place, which very surprising, but he did. To Yang Wang, who won the bracelet and 595,000. So congratulations to both of them. And Jesse took home $398,000. So congratulations to those folks for sure. Anybody have any comments about any of the stuff going on at the WSOP?
So I
Oh,
have the $1,500 Badoogie list in front of me if anybody cares.
Oh, they must have posted it. Okay, give us the top 3 in their chip stacks, please.
It's on Poker News. That's the only place I could find it. I couldn't find it on the app. But Michael Casella has 4,065,000. Scott Seaver has 2.12 million. Gary Benson and then Nick Schulman is fourth with 1.98 million.
Awesome. So good luck to all those and everyone else left in that tournament. And Brandon, thank you for looking that up for me. Definitely wasn't posted on that site when I looked at it. And I'm glad you found it on Poker News for sure.
I only looked it up because I have a bet with Burrow. I have Scott Seaver to win a bracelet. He has Sean Deeb to win a bracelet. So I'm
Oh,
I'm
I
rooting
remember
I'm
that.
rooting for Seaver, man.
I remember that bet yesterday. I love it. I love you guys that have a small bet on those types of things. It's fun to follow. ASG, were you going to add something?
Yeah, just speaking of Jennifer Harmon, I saw on her Twitter a couple of days ago, they said she's going to have some announcement coming soon with Houston Curtis.
What's Houston Curtis?
He used to do live at the bike, and
Oh, yes, yes. I do know that name from there. Okay. Well, that's exciting. I will look forward to that. I have reached out to her about joining us. So hopefully at some point, now that she's going back into the public eye, hopefully she'll join us. So all we could do is ask, right? I see Burroughs was down there giving you a thumbs down. Brandon, I don't know if you saw it or not.
I
That
did.
is
I
so
did. Hey, it's not.
hilarious.
Hey, we just made the bet yesterday. It'd be really good if I already won today.
That would be hilarious. And Burroughs would be so fun to listen to because he'll be so upset that he lost
He
that bet
would
so
go.
fast.
Yes, he would go off. Yeah.
Which makes it so comical. And that's why we love those kind of bets because it's just fun to watch and, shit talk, as they say. Well, listen, since we brought up the sphere a little while ago, I want to give some fun facts about the sphere. So bear with me because it's rather lengthy, but I think it's worth it because some of the facts about the sphere are just fascinating to me, and I hope they are to you too. So it cost around $2.3 billion to build the Sphere, which is the most expensive entertainment venue in Las Vegas history. It is 366 feet tall, 516 feet wide, basically a 22-story glowing planet on the strip. Well, it's not really on the strip, but we know where it's at. It is the largest spherical building in the world. The inside screen is 160,000 square feet with a mind blowing 16,000 resolution, the highest resolution LED screen on Earth. The outside is covered in 580,000 feet of LEDs with over 170 million pixels. The sound system has around 167,000 speakers and can literally target sound to specific seats. It holds about 20,000 people and includes 4D effects like wind, temperature changes, and even scent. The inside screen, hold on, hard. Okay, let's continue. The venue reportedly generated over $400 million in ticket sales in its first year. It can use up to 28 million watts of power during peak shows. They can create entirely new camera technology. I'm sorry, they had to create entirely new camera technology just to film content for the screen. Las Vegas didn't just build a venue, they built something the world has never seen before, the Sphere. I hope you enjoyed some of those fun facts. Go ahead, Barry.
Yeah, thanks. Just to circle back for Houston Curtis, if you remember in the movie Molly's Game, the guy who went on tilt and missed his wife's birthday party, the one who,
Yes.
yeah, he's a well-known card mechanic. That was the character he was playing.
Oh,
And he used to have a game with Toby Maguire, and that pretty much inspired parts of the stories from Molly's Game. But it was two different timelines.
I love it. Thank you for letting us know that. Barry coming in strong with some behind the scene facts. I love it.
yeah,
I
he's
love it.
quite the shady character. And I was trying to use the fact that he's like, oh, since I knew all the scams, I should be the one who's in security because I know what to look for. At least that's his pitch.
That's his story and he's sticking to it.
I, I thought Barry was coming in with the fact that the Sphere is owned by MSG, the same people that own the Knicks.
Yep, James Dolan.
Well, thank you for that. I just thought those were kind of interesting facts and, you know, and they're like the numbers are crazy on some of those things. I was kind of taken back by some of those numbers and you really just you see it out there and I love just sitting and watching it and I'm sure most of you do as well when you're in town. You just take a few minutes to sit and watch and it's amazing. Like it's cool. It's fun to watch. It's entertaining. I got to see the Wizard of Oz in the Sphere and I'm going to tell you, if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. Even if you're not a Wizard of Oz fan, even if you've never seen the Wizard of Oz, I recommend you see it in the Sphere because it's about the experience of the Sphere. And I pray that they do like Star Wars next in that Sphere. Star Wars in that Sphere would be amazing. I'm just telling you. So we'll see what they're going to tackle next. But can you guys think of any movies that you think would be fun to see in the Sphere?
I I didn't even know they did movies there. I've only heard of people that I've heard a lot of people that have gone to concerts there and said it's just out of this world. Like no other concert venue in the world can like even come close to it.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I will say it's not like you just go to the Sphere and watch a movie. It's like a show. Like they take this movie and they turn it into an experience. So, for instance, with The Wizard of Oz, um, they had the wind, like when the tornado hit, the wind machines were going, and then they had leaves flying around in the air. So you could actually catch leaves flying around. I mean, you really felt like you were in a tornado. That's how fast and hard the winds were in there. The leaves were flying around and circling around and you're like, holy shit, I'm in a tornado, like literally. And it didn't just go on for like a minute. I think the tornado was probably 8 to 10 minutes long and you were in there with this wind. And then they do like the when the Dorothy is passing through the apple orchard, um, apples, like these foam apples, fall out of the ceiling, which of course causes a frenzy because everybody wants that souvenir, right? And there was a big thing on social media about these souvenir apples that fall out of the sky. And, then at some point it's starting to snow when she falls asleep in the poppy fields. There's a snowstorm that hits, and all of a sudden you're in this sphere and it's snowing, but what they use for snow is bubbles, but you really feel like it's snowing. Like it is incredible experience. So I can't wait to see what they're going to do next. And oh my God, there's another car coming. And I really hope that it's Star Wars because I think the effects of the ships flying through space and those stars coming at you and blurring out. I mean, the Sphere to me is the perfect place to have that Star Wars movie. Love it. Absolutely love it. All right, you guys, I'm going to go around the horn and see if anybody has anything else to bring up. I'm definitely going to remind you guys again that I have not heard from Scotty, so I'm sure that's going to be a reschedule. And that's not a problem. He's probably asleep after his flight. And I hope I hope he made it home because there's nothing worse than trying to get home on an international flight that's already long and miserable and you're exhausted from. And, hopefully he's made it home and still isn't stuck in Vietnam. So, anyway, we will definitely get him rescheduled. But I'm going to go around the horn and see if anybody has anything else they'd like to bring up. And then we're going to close this space out so I can hit the road, you guys. So I am going to start with you, Brandon. Anything you'd like to bring up or, comments, whatever.
Two things. Yeah, my girlfriend's parents just came back from Vietnam a couple weeks ago, and I think they slept for 2 days. So
Yeah.
I get that. And no NFL trivia today.
No NFL trivia today. We did the Sphere facts today.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Sherry, again.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you. All right, Barry, you're next, bud.
I got none. Thanks for having me. Good to see you. Talk again
Good to
tomorrow.
see you. Good to see you, bud. For sure. Joey, you're next, bud.
Okay, so we when we're at WSOP and we're in Vegas, we're all about us sometimes when we really are missing some really good learning experiences and energy experiences. So my advice to everybody is now that we have all these feature tables going on, get over to the Paris Arena, pick one of your favorite players, find their rail and stand with them and feel the energy. Be a part of the rail. It's just, it's a surreal experience that too many players miss. And I've never missed the main event final table. I've never missed a 250K high roller table. But even the 50Ks today with the heads up, like I have nothing to do. I think I'm just going to get in the car, drive over, and rail some of the heads up matches. And it's just amazing. And you never know who you're going to run into and who you're going to meet who's at the rail. It's the coolest thing.
I could not agree more. Getting on the rail is so much fun because you also hear some of the strategy that the team is trying to give the player and what the player is saying about what's actually going on at the table. It really is fun to be on the rail. And you know what? You don't even, you can just stand right behind or sit behind them because they talk loud enough to for you to hear. And the reason I say that is because some people may not be comfortable with just walking up to someone else's rail, and that's fine. It's not a problem, but it is okay if you do. I mean, they're out in public, and if you walk up to their rail and their group, you know. I don't think anybody's going to be mad at you for sure. But I understand that some people are not comfortable doing that. But if you just stand around them or sit down behind them, you will definitely be able to hear and see what's going on in that group, and it's fun. You learn so much about the ins and outs of those final tables or those TV tables, live tables. It is a good learning experience. Don't miss it, as Joey has said for sure. So glad you brought that up, Joe, for sure. Thank you. ASG, anything else, buddy? Did we not cover? Is there anything else we haven't covered that we need to?
No, we didn't cover a bunch of the winners around, but I didn't see anybody besides Caitlin. So, yeah,
Here,
congratulations, Ginter.
absolutely. I have a
It's
couple.
funny for showing a. She put a straight flush instead of like her winning hand and her winning today.
I love it. All right, over at the Win, since ASG brought it up, Santiago Nadal Sordo took down the $1,100 Turbo for 34,000. Casey Hatmaker took down the $1,100 Turbo No Limit Tournament for 34,000. Frank Weigel took down the $1,100 seniors event at the Win for 96,000. Over at the Venetian, Eric Rosinski took down event number 22, a $600 no limit bounty tournament for $7,400 plus the bounties. And Yossi Ben, I think it's Casos, took down event number 24 at the Venetian for $400. No, I'm sorry. Event number 24, a $400 no limit bounty. He took home $4,800 plus bounties for his effort. So thank you for that, ASG. Appreciate you bringing it up. All right, you guys, I'm going to hit the road. We're going to make it to Indy at some point today. But first, we're going to go to Broadway in Nashville and try to get some barbecue or something. Maybe head over to Justin Timberlake's new restaurant. And his menu looks yummy for sure. Appreciate all of you for showing up. Again, we will get Scotty rescheduled at some point. I hate that he couldn't make it today, but it is what it is. He's traveling, and I appreciate his willingness to join us always. Exec Deck, I see you, Michael, Jeff, Cush, Anthony, Viper. Appreciate all of you, Blue Smoke and Crypto Daniel, Green Visor Game, Dillo, Karen. I know you're busy grinding on ACR today. Good luck, hon. We will catch up this week for sure. And those of you, and I see you, Dillo. Appreciate you. And my panelists, thank you, ASG and Brandon and Joey and Barry and Sean McCormack that joined us. If you're listening at a future time, I appreciate you listeners that listen on those replays because you're busy right now and can't join us. Appreciate you. I see you, Ryan Good to see you, buddy. All right. Have a great Sunday. If you're playing today, good luck on the felt. Come back tomorrow and tell us how you did. And speaking of tomorrow, Steve Buckner is going to join us. The Cuz. He is a bundle of excitement and energy. I look forward to chatting with him and catching up with what he's been doing on the felt the last week or so for sure. So that is tomorrow. Don't miss it. It's going to be fun. As always, Joey's Corner, coaching us through the WSOP. Appreciate you. Love you all.